Hey y'all, Dude here. Hope everyone's doing okay. Somewhat recently, my 10-year-old and I had a play date with a family that we see regularly. And this family is comprised of a single mom, 3 kids between the ages of 6 and 10, roughly, as well as a literal newborn baby. So our party consisted of 2 adults and 5 children. When we were checking out Kansas City, enjoying a nice Saturday downtown, when I start to hear a honking from one of the nearby cars. Now, being as that we're downtown, honking is not unusual, but I did what everybody does when they hear a car honking. I looked. Imagine my surprise when I find out that the honking was directed at me. And so I look a little closer, and what I find is a man in a Chevy truck yelling at me, "Take off my mask." Being as that I was with the kids, I chose to ignore the comments. The rest of the time we enjoyed Kansas City. Later, as I thought about the interaction, I started to feel pity for the man in the Chevy truck. How sad is it that you saw a man in an obvious family setting with children around and decided this was the appropriate forum to tell someone else what to do? How short is your memory to forget the fact that there have been millions of people who have died, many more who have been left disabled, all as a result of some of the airborne pathogens that are floating around our environment currently? How dumb are you? Now that we're in year 5 of the pandemic, and after hundreds of peer-reviewed resources and research papers have proven how damaging COVID can be, that you think I'm just going to take off my mask in public because you, a total stranger, told me to? Really well thought out plan, sir. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I know it's more fun to cosplay like 2019 is still the now, but the reality of the situation is 2019 is over and it's not coming back. Masking is one of several tools that we have at our disposal to keep our community safe. And I choose to mask. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought, as a sign of goodwill, I probably should apologize to that man in the truck. So I'm going to do that now. I'm sorry that you saw my mask and you got scared. I'm sorry that it reminded you of a pandemic that is still currently happening. And I'm sorry that that forces you to reconcile the choices that you've made so far and consider the damage that you've done by going around unmasked. Or even worse, as you've encouraged others to take off their masks. I'm sorry that your parents didn't teach you that you don't get to yell at strangers in public. I'm sorry that your parents didn't teach you that you don't get to choose what another adult does with their body, their dress, or their presentation. I'm sorry that you don't believe in basic freedoms, like freedom of expression. Sorry that you don't believe in science. And I'm sorry that I have to share my city with people like you. What I'm not sorry for, though, is doing the research, understanding how the game has changed, and then doing my part to keep my family and my community safer. For that, I won't apologize.